Most bank holiday weekends in Britain come with a familiar ritual. You check the forecast, you see the clouds, you pack waterproof anyway, and you spend Monday watching the rain from a cafe window wondering why you bothered. But this bank holiday weekend is different. The Met Office has confirmed it officially, in detail, and without any of the usual qualifications or hedging that British weather forecasts are famous for. High pressure is in full control. Long spells of sunshine are locked in across the majority of the country. Temperatures are climbing into record territory for the time of year. And what the Met Office is now describing as an exceptional spell of warmth for May is set to run not just through the weekend, but beyond it, into next week, turning the late May bank holiday of 2026 into something genuinely historic. This is the full breakdown of what the Met Office has confirmed where the best weather is, what you need to know before you head out, and why this particular weekend sits in a category entirely of its own. The story of this weekend begins with high pressure. When a high-pressure system establishes itself over Britain, it changes everything about how the weather behaves. Air descends from higher in the atmosphere toward the surface. As it descends and compresses, it warms. Cloud formation is suppressed. Rainfall becomes effectively impossible across most of the affected area. The sun has a clear, uninterrupted path to the land surface from the moment it rises to the moment it sets. And in late May, with the summer solstice less than a month away, the days are long and the sun is already close to its highest angle in the sky. Combine all of that, and you get a natural heat accumulation engine. Each day adds to the last. Temperatures that seem impressive on Saturday look moderate by Monday. That is precisely what the Met Office is describing for this weekend. The high pressure is not just present, it is dominant, and it is deepening. The agency confirmed that by the time Bank Holiday Monday arrives, high pressure becomes more established across the whole of the UK, meaning that even the areas starting the weekend on the cooler side are likely to see more sunshine and higher temperatures as Monday develops. Let us go through the weekend day by day, because the picture the Met Office has laid out is specific, and it builds progressively. Friday the 22nd of May saw temperatures at Heathrow, Cambridge, and Cranwell in Lincolnshire reach 28.4 degrees Celsius, the hottest day of 2026 up to that point. The high pressure had already begun asserting its influence from the south and east, though some cloud and rain lingered across northwestern areas earlier in the day. By Saturday, the 24th, the transition to fully settled weather was underway. Temperatures pushed toward 30 degrees across southern England and the Midlands, with central and eastern parts of the country seeing particularly long, clear spells of sunshine. The Met Office confirmed that Saturday would be warmer than Friday, and that the heat was building continuously. Sunday brought the next step up, with temperatures forecast to climb to 31 or 32 degrees across southern and central England and high pressure, maintaining clear skies and strong, unbroken sunshine for the vast majority of the country. And Monday, bank holiday, Monday the 26th of May, is where the forecast reaches its peak. The Met Office's latest data is pointing to 35 degrees Celsius across areas covering Lincolnshire, the Midlands, western parts of East Anglia, and southward into the London area. Temperatures exceeding 30 degrees are expected from southern parts of northern England all the way southward and westward into eastern Wales. Met Office Deputy Chief Forecaster Steve Coker confirmed it clearly. He said temperatures will climb through the weekend, especially in the south, where 30 degrees is likely on Saturday and 32 degrees on Sunday, and that temperatures are forecast to peak on Monday. He said it is likely that the May and spring UK temperature records will be broken over the bank holiday weekend. That temperature record, 32.8 degrees Celsius, has stood since the 22nd of May 1922, when it was recorded at Camden Square in North London, and was equaled at Horsham, Tunbridge Wells, and Regent's Park on the 29th of May 1944. A record that has been held for over a century across every warm spell, every early summer surge, and every previous bank holiday heatwave in modern British history. The Met Office is not suggesting this record might come under pressure. They are saying it is expected to be broken. And with Monday's forecast pointing at 35 degrees, the margin of the potential record break is itself remarkable for May. What is equally significant is that the heat does not stop on Monday. The Met Office has confirmed that the exceptional warmth carries forward into the week. Tuesday, the 27th of May, is forecast to reach another peak of 35 degrees in London, the home counties, and Cambridgeshire, making it a second consecutive day at or near the potential new record. Temperatures exceeding 30 degrees are expected again across eastern Wales and central, southern, and eastern England, away from immediate coastal areas. Wednesday, the 28th, is forecast at 31 degrees, Thursday at 30 degrees, Friday at 27 degrees, and Saturday the 30th of May at 28 degrees. So the bank holiday weekend does not end the warm spell. It begins a sustained run of warmth that carries through the final days of May and into June. The Tourism Alliance's executive director, Eddie Levitin, captured the significance of this for the UK's visitor economy, saying, "This is when the UK shows what it does best, and noting that few destinations can match the range of coast, countryside, heritage, events, and culture available across Britain within easy reach. For people planning to be outdoors across this weekend, the Met Office has been direct about the conditions that come alongside the sunshine and that require proper preparation. UV levels are confirmed as very high throughout the weekend, tracking at index values of 8 and potentially reaching 9 across parts of southern England. These are the levels at which the Met Office classes sun protection as essential rather than advisory. A UV index of 8 or above means that unprotected skin can begin to burn within minutes of sun exposure. The Met Office is urging everyone to apply broad spectrum sunscreen of at least SPF 30, to reapply it every 2 hours, particularly after swimming or sweating, to wear a hat that covers the face, neck, and ears, and to wear UV protective sunglasses. It is also strongly recommended that people keep out of direct sun between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., the core window when both solar radiation and ambient air temperature are at their daily peak. These are not generic precautions. They are specific responses to a UV forecast that places this weekend's sunshine in a category you would typically encounter on a Mediterranean summer holiday, not a late May bank holiday in Britain. Pollen levels present a parallel consideration. The Met Office has confirmed that pollen levels across the country are expected to be very high throughout the weekend, and the combination of settled weather, warm temperatures, and a complete absence of rain to suppress airborne pollen creates conditions that the Met Office has described as among the most challenging of the year for hay fever sufferers. Grass pollen, which is the primary allergen for the majority of people who suffer from seasonal allergies in Britain, peaks during warm, still, dry conditions. That is an exact description of this bank holiday weekend. The Met Office advises hay fever sufferers to take their antihistamine medication before symptoms develop, rather than waiting until they are already reacting. It also advises checking the pollen forecast on the Met Office app by location before heading out, keeping windows closed overnight to prevent pollen accumulating indoors, and being aware that pollen concentrations tend to be highest in the morning as warm air rises, and again in the early evening as it cools and settles. Drying laundry indoors rather than outside is also recommended during high pollen periods, as fabric can trap and carry large quantities of airborne pollen back into the home. Water safety is the third major consideration the Met Office has flagged for this weekend, and it is being treated as a priority message because the statistics behind it are serious. The Met Office confirmed that lifeguard rescues more than doubled in 2025 compared to the previous year, a direct consequence of Britain recording its hottest ever year and sending record numbers of people to coasts, rivers, lakes, and reservoirs. The Royal National Lifeboat Institution has issued specific guidance for this bank holiday weekend, noting that with temperatures exceeding 30 degrees across large parts of the UK, coastal and open water destinations will attract more visitors than at any point so far in 2026. The single most important piece of information the RNLI is communicating is this: the sea temperatures around Britain do not reflect the air temperature. The Met Office has confirmed that current sea surface temperatures range from around 9 degrees Celsius around Scotland to approximately 13 degrees around the southwest of England. That is cold water, dangerously cold water. When a person who has been sitting in 32-degree air temperature enters water at 10 or 12 degrees, the body experiences cold water shock. The shock response is involuntary and immediate. It triggers gasping, hyperventilation, and a sudden inability to control breathing. It can cause cardiac arrest in people with no prior heart condition, and it can incapacitate even strong, fit, experienced swimmers within seconds of immersion. The contrast between the warmth of the beach and the coldness of the water is not just an uncomfortable surprise, it is a potentially fatal one. The RNLI's core advice for this weekend is to choose a lifeguarded beach and to swim only between the red and yellow flags, which mark the zone where trained lifeguards have assessed conditions and are actively monitoring. If anyone finds themselves in difficulty in the water, the RNLI is urging people to use their float to live technique. Lean back with your ears submerged, extend your arms and legs, and allow your body to float. This counterintuitive response overrides the panic instinct, stabilizes breathing, and gives rescuers and bystanders time to respond. Ashley Jones, head of water safety at the Royal Lifesaving Society UK, put it simply. He said that as air temperatures rise, it is critical that people do not underestimate the risks of entering open water, particularly at this time of year. The warmth you feel in the air is not in the water. That gap is the danger. The northwestern parts of the UK will experience the weekend differently from the south and east, and the Met Office has been clear about that contrast. Northern Ireland and western Scotland will see more cloud and potentially some persistent rain at times on Saturday, keeping temperatures in the high teens to low 20s. These areas will see conditions improve as high pressure extends its influence through Sunday and into Monday. with more sunshine and higher temperatures developing from the west. But the striking sunshine and record heat will be concentrated primarily across southern, central and eastern England, southeastern Wales, and the southern Midlands. The temperature contrast across the UK this weekend is itself unusual. While London and Lincolnshire are tracking toward 35 degrees, parts of western Scotland may be sitting around 18 or 19 degrees on the same afternoon. That is the same width of country, experiencing conditions roughly equivalent to Ibiza at one end and a grey Scottish spring afternoon at the other. For anyone who wants to enjoy this weekend fully and safely, the Met Office has launched its WeatherReady campaign in parallel with the bank holiday forecast, and the core message is practical. Download the Met Office app before you travel, because it now includes dedicated beach forecast pages with tide times, wave heights, sea surface, temperatures, UV index, and pollen levels by location. This is not a generic weather app notification. It is location-specific, real-time forecast data calibrated to the exact conditions at the beach or outdoor destination you're heading to. It also provides nearby beach comparisons, so you can identify where lifeguarded services are, operating and where conditions are safest. Before committing to a coastal journey this weekend, checking the app takes under 2 minutes and gives you the information to make a safe, informed decision, rather than arriving to find conditions that are not what you expected. What the Met Office has confirmed for this bank holiday weekend is, in the most direct terms, the best sustained spring sunshine Britain has seen in over a century for the month of May. The high pressure is locked in, the sunshine is real and extensive, the temperature records are under genuine threat, and the warmth continues into the following week, meaning this is not a one-day story or a brief weekend anomaly. It is an extended early summer spell that has arrived before the summer season has officially begun, in a year that has already announced itself through its January and April warmth as another departure from the British climate of previous decades. Enjoy it, be prepared for it, and be aware of what it brings alongside the sunshine, because the UV, the pollen, and the cold water are real alongside the warmth. And respecting all of them is what makes a bank holiday weekend memorable for the right reasons rather than the wrong ones.